AC circuits. So are you able to see the screen?
Sir, can you tell the syllabus for the internals which are going to start from 8th?
First unit and second unit.
First and second, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
So what is meant by AC? Alternating current, right? So here, are you able to see the screen? Yeah, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay. So let us see what is a alternating current or voltage waveform. So why it is named as alternating and what is meant by alternating? So here an alternating voltage or current waveform is defined as the voltage or current that fluctuates with the time periodically. So here periodically is very important and here it will be fluctuating with time. So here, so you first let us take an alternating current waveform is defined as the current that fluctuates with time periodically with a change in magnitude and direction. So here it will be fluctuating with the time. That means it will be having a time period and the magnitude changes with the time and also the direction. So both magnitude and direction changes periodically with the time. So once again I am reading the definition. An alternating current waveform is defined as the current that fluctuates with the time periodically with the change in magnitude and direction. For example, examples of alternating waveforms are sinusoidal waveform, triangular waveform, and square waveform. First, let us see sinusoidal waveform. You can see a sine wave. Here, I have drawn a sine waveform. So, x-axis is time, y-axis is voltage, or you can take current. Now here, first it is positive and it is going to negative. So the magnitude is positive and it is going to negative. After negative, again it will go to positive. I have drawn only one wave, one cycle. So waveform of one cycle I have drawn. Now here, what is the importance of sinusoidal waveform? What is the importance of sinusoidal waveform? I am going to explain now. Sine waveform is more useful. Okay, the reasons are, so if you see the reasons, any periodic waveform can be written in terms of sinusoidal function according to Fourier transform. So if you take a Fourier transform of any function, it will be represented with sum of sine function. So any function can be represented with sum of sine functions. Now here, if you have any waveform, let us take a triangular waveform, it can be represented as sum of sine waveforms of different frequency and magnitude and phase. So you are going to learn what is meant by phase angle. Okay. So here, if you have any waveform that can be represented with sum of sine waveforms. So any waveform, if you take a triangular waveform, it can be represented with sum of sine waveforms. So if you join some sine waves, you are going to get the required waveform. So if you take a triangular waveform, it can be represented with a triangular waveform can be obtained with combining the sine waveforms of different frequencies and magnitude. The frequencies will be in multiples of the fundamental frequency. So here we are going to learn what is meant by fundamental frequency, what is meant by harmonics. Okay. So here if you have a square waveform, so that can be obtained by adding a series of sine waveforms, and here that series of sine waveforms are obtained by Fourier series. Okay. So sine function. So here first one is any periodic waveform can be written in terms of sinusoidal function according to Fourier transform. So Fourier transforms are they covered in the maths? If not, they will be covered in the maths. Okay. So next important is a sinusoidal function is easy to analyze. So second point, if you see here, a sinusoidal function is easy to analyze. And third one, a sinusoidal function is easy to generate. A sinusoidal function is easy to generate. So here we are using a generator, so AC generator. Okay. So the voltage will be of sinusoidal waveform. The voltage waveform is a sine wave. So first here these three are the important. So these three are the important reasons why sine waveform is more useful. So first one is sinusoidal function. Here any periodic function can be written in terms of sinusoidal function according to Fourier transform. Next, the second one is a sinusoidal function is easy to analyze. Third one is a sinusoidal function is easy to generate. So that's why any here we are going to represent alternating voltage on with sine wave, and also we are generating the voltage waveforms of sinusoidal waveform. So the voltage waveform and current waveform are of sine waves. The generating stations will generate the voltage which is having the waveform of the voltage is similar to sine waveform, or is a sine waveform. So the AC voltage, if you take AC voltage, so whatever the voltage which we are generating at the generating station have sine waveform. Now here let us see here. So let us it is the sine wave has positive half and negative half. Now here you can see here the wave changes its magnitude and direction with time. So here the sine wave, if you see the sine wave, the wave changes its magnitude and direction with time. So magnitude is changing. So here from at 0, when time equal to 0, the voltage is 0. As time increases, the voltage is also increasing and reaches a maximum value and then decreases. The voltage decreases and becomes 0, and after that the voltage becomes negative. So here the direction is changing from positive to negative, means there is a change in the direction. And here you can see here the magnitude changes from 0 to maximum and maximum to minimum and minimum to negative, negative to again 0. So like this here you can see here the sine wave changes its magnitude and direction periodically. Now here, as we are generating the voltage which is of sine wave, we are generating the voltage which is having a sine waveform. So whenever we take alternating current, means it is a sinusoidal current. So here we are using sinusoidal current and voltage, as we are using sinusoidal voltage and current. So whenever we talk about alternating the source, it will be having a waveform of sine function. Now here you can see the wave changes its magnitude and direction. If we start at t equal to 0, the wave goes to maximum value and returns to 0, and then decreases to negative maximum value and return to 0. So next, the sine wave changes in an odd manner. During the positive portion of the current flows in one direction. This is very important. During positive portion of the current flows in one direction, and during the negative portion of the current flows in negative direction. So positive to negative means the direction. So during positive half wave, the current flows in one direction. During negative half, the current reverse direction. So that means in one cycle, the current changes its direction from one direction to other direction. Once the current flows in forward direction, and in the next half, the current flows in the reverse direction. The complete positive and negative portion of the sinusoidal wave is one cycle of the sine wave. So the complete positive and negative portion of the sine wave is one cycle of the sine wave. So one cycle means it will be having positive and negative. Complete positive and negative portions constitute one cycle of the sine wave. Now next, what is meant by time period? The time taken for any periodic wave to complete one full cycle is called time period. See here, capital T is the time period. In the waveform you can see here, capital T is the time period. So here the time taken to complete one cycle is called time period. Next, frequency. So you know frequency. Frequency of an alternating quantity is the number of cycles that a wave completes in 1 second. Frequency means the frequency of an alternating quantity is the number of cycles that a wave completes in 1 second. And the unit of frequency is, so what are the units of frequency, anyone? Okay,
1 by
unit
T.
of frequency.
Second inverse.
Second inverse means it's called as hertz.
Hedge.
So here, the units of frequency are hertz. Next, the sine wave equation. So if you see the sine wave, so at 0 it will be 0, at pi by 2. So here x-axis. Now here x-axis, instead of time, we are going to take omega t. Omega is the angular velocity. Omega t, the units will be degrees. So here x-axis you can take theta or omega t. So omega t, generally we take omega t. So the units will be equal to radians. Angular velocity multiplied with time. So radian per second into second will be radians. So here the x-axis you are going to take omega t. The units will generally omega t will be measured in radians. So 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. So pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Pi by 2 radians is equal to 90 degrees. So here x-axis is omega t. The units of unit generated radians. Next, coming to y-axis. Y-axis can be voltage or current. So here we are going to generate the voltage. When the current flows, when the circuit is closed, current flows. So here at the generating station, we are going to generate the voltage. EMF, we are going to produce alternating EMF. So here, when a load is connected, then current starts flowing. If more loads are connected, loads are generally connected in parallel. So loads are always connected in parallel to the source. If more loads are connected, load means the equipment which consumes the electric power is called the load. Motors, fans. So here, if we connect a load, then circuit gets completed and current flows. When the load increases, what happens? Number of loads will be always connected in parallel. As loads are connected in parallel, so more load means more current. So parallel, if the loads are connected in parallel, what happens to the resistance? Resistance decreases. More current will be flowing. So here, you can type in the chat box. Okay, now coming to the sine wave equation. So sine wave equation. So how to write the sine wave equation? So here, so V of t, sinusoidal voltage V of t is equal to Vm sine omega t. Vm sine omega t. Now here, if you substitute omega t equal to 0, so V of t will be 0. So here you can see here, when omega t equal to 0, V of t will be 0. When omega t equal to pi by 2, what happens to V of t? So when omega t equal to pi by 2, sine pi by 2 is 1. Omega t will be Vm. That means maximum positive voltage. So here it equal to pi by 2. So here the magnitude will be maximum positive. Again, when omega t equal to pi, okay, substitute V of t equal to Vm sin pi. Sin pi is again 0. So at omega t equal to pi, again the value of the voltage is 0. Next, with omega t equal to 3 pi by 2. At omega t equal to 3 pi by 2, if omega t equal to 3 pi by 2, so here sin 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So omega t will be minus Vm. So here you can see here 3 pi by 2. The magnitude of the voltage is maximum, and at omega t equal to 2 pi, again the magnitude goes to 0. So here a sine wave is graphically represented as shown in figure. This is the figure. The amplitude of the sine wave is represented on vertical axis. So amplitude is represented on the vertical axis, that is y-axis. The angular measurement in degrees or radians is represented on a horizontal axis, that is x-axis. So here angular measurement is in degrees. Next, the amplitude is the maximum value of voltage or current on the vertical axis. So here A is the maximum value. You can see here maximum value is represented with A. In general, the sine wave is represented by equation V of t equal to Vm sin omega t. Next, voltage and current values of a sine wave. So here, voltage and current values of a sine wave. Next, as the magnitude of the waveform is not constant, here, as the magnitude of the voltage is not constant, the waveform can be measured in different ways. These are, first one is instantaneous. So the values of the current can be instantaneous currents or instantaneous voltage. Next, peak peak value of voltage, peak value of current. Next, peak to peak. That means positive peak to negative peak. So peak to peak is 2 Vm. Peak value will be Vm. Peak voltage value will be Vm. Similarly, peak current value will be Im. Now peak to peak. Peak to peak means positive peak to negative peak. What is the distance on the vertical axis? So positive peak to negative peak. Peak to peak means positive peak to negative peak. The distance on the y-axis or vertical axis is the peak to peak value. So peak to peak value will be 2 Vm for voltage. Peak to peak value will be 2 Im for current. So peak to peak value. So instantaneous means at any instant of time. So at t equal to 0, what is the voltage? 0. So instantaneous here, best here you can see here, V of t. V of t is the instantaneous voltage. If t equal to 0, you have seen that voltage equal to 0. So like that, at a instant of time, the value of the voltage is the instantaneous voltage. At a particular time, the value of the current is the instantaneous current. So for example, V of t is the instantaneous current. So based upon the time, the value depends. Next time, here, fourth one. If you see the fourth one, what is the fourth one? What you are seeing? Root means square, right? So have you heard this word, root means square? So here, root mean square can be also written as RMS. So a sinusoidal wave or any alternating wave will have root mean square value. So root mean square means RMS value. So RMS value will be there for voltage and also for current. Next one is the average value. So average means for one complete cycle, find the area and divide by time. That gives the average value. So if you take a half cycle, so here find the area under the half cycle. Find the area under the half cycle and divide it by half time period. That gives the average value of the sinusoidal waveform or a alternating waveform. So here the sinusoidal waveforms became so famous such that whenever we talk about AC current, that means alternating current, we represented with a sine waveform. So here the sinusoidal waveforms became so famous such that when we talk about alternating current, we represent it with a sine waveform. So actually, alternating means not only sinusoidal waveform. So alternating means triangular waveform also comes under alternating waveform. Square waveform also comes under alternating waveform. Okay. So here, if you take the instant voltage and current values of a sine wave, so there are 5 values. First one is instantaneous value. It depends upon the, its value depends upon the time. Next, peak value. Peak value is Vm for sine waveform, Im for current waveform. So it is the peak value or maximum value. So Vm means V maximum, that is the peak value. Peak value or maximum value, both are same. Next, peak to peak value. Peak to peak value will be 2 Vm for voltage and 2 Im for current. So peak to peak value will be double the peak value. Next, root means square value. Root means square value is also represented with RMS. So next one is the average. Average value means, so here how to find the average? So it is changing, the value of the voltage is changing from 0 to maximum and maximum to 0. So how to find the average means we have to find the area first. So area divided by time gives the average value. So this is about the voltage and current values of a sine waveform. Next, coming to peak value. So what is meant by peak value? So these definitions are important for your exam. So these they may ask in the short answer questions. So short answers questions will be of 2 marks. Now coming to the peak value. The peak value of a sine wave. The peak value of the sine wave is the maximum value of the wave during positive half cycle or maximum value of wave during negative half cycle. You can take a maximum value during positive half cycle or maximum value in the negative half cycle. Since the values of these two are equal in magnitude in a sine wave, okay, a sine wave is characterized by a single peak value. So if you take a sinusoidal waveform, it is a periodic waveform. So here the maximum value you can take during positive half cycle or negative half cycle. So here, since the value of these two are equal in magnitude in a sine waveform, a sine waveform is characterized by a single peak value. So here, sine wave is characterized by a single peak value. Next, instantaneous value. Definition. The value of an alternating quantity. Yeah, the instantaneous value. The definition is the value of an alternating quantity at any instant is called instantaneous value. For example, at omega t equal to 0, I equal to 0. So you have taken the current waveform. So at omega t equal to pi by 2, here one important point, small I is the instantaneous current. Small I is the instantaneous current. In the waveform also you can see here, small I is the instantaneous current. So I of t, small I of t is the instantaneous current. So at omega t equal to pi by 4, at omega equal to pi by 4, I equal to Im sine 45 degrees, which is equal to Im by root 2. Next, at omega t equal to pi by 2, I equal to Im sine pi by 2, which is equal to Im. So from the waveform also you can see here, at 0, the current is 0. At pi by 2, it is maximum. At pi by 4, it will be Im by root 2 in the middle. Between 0 to pi by 2, you have pi by 4. At pi by 4, I will be equal to Im by root 2. So here, so you have another definition for peak value. So the maximum value, positive or negative, attained by an alternating quantity is called the peak value. Next, so here peak value is also called as the amplitude. So here peak value is also called as amplitude. So the amplitude is designated by EM or VM, and for current it is taken as IM. So I have covered only two definitions: instantaneous value, peak value. Now coming to average value. So average value of an alternating quantity is the total area under the half cycle wave divided by the time taken to complete half cycle. So here, so average value is taken for only one half cycle, because the area will be same for positive half and negative half. So we are going to take area of half cycle divided by base length of half cycle. How to get the area? Area is obtained by integration. So here area of half cycle is equal to 0 to pi integration Im sin omega t d omega t. So x-axis is d omega t, y-axis is current. So here, so the waveform equation is Im sin omega t. So we are going to integrate from 0 to pi. So we are going to get the area. So area of half cycle is equal to 0 to pi Im sin omega t d omega t. So here, if you differentiate sin omega t, we are going to get, integration. If you integrate sin omega t, it will be minus cos omega t. So the limits are 0 and pi. So if you substitute here, you are going to get, so cos pi is minus 1. So minus of cos pi is 1. So finally you are going to get 2 Im. So here this will once again I will write and I will forward to you these notes. Okay, finally area of half cycle is equal to 2 Im. Area of half cycle is equal to 2 Im. So average value is represented with average value of current is represented with IAV. AV stands for average. So 2 Im by pi. So here, what is the time period? 2 pi. Here, if you see the x-axis, so base length of half cycle, base is omega t axis, base length is pi. For the half cycle, the base length is pi. So 2 Im by pi is the average value of the current. So which can be written as so 2 by pi is equal to 0.637. So average value is equal to, so this derivation is important. So this derivation is important. So 2 Im by pi. How you 2 Im by pi is got means first you have to integrate. You have to do the integration to get the area of the half cycle. So here this definition is very important. This formula IAB. IAB equal to area of half cycle divided by base length of half cycle. So first you have to find the area of half cycle. Area of half cycle is equal to integration 0 to pi Im sin omega t d omega t. If you simplify this, you are going to get 2 Im. After getting the area of half cycle, to get the average, you have to divide the area of half cycle divided by base length. Base length of half cycle is pi. So 2 Im by pi is the average value of the sinusoidal current. So which is equal to 0.637 IM. So 3 definitions are completed. Next, this is very important. RMS or effective value. RMS value is also called as effective value. So here this definition is very important. So the RMS value is also called as effective value. So this is the fourth one. So here the RMS value of an alternating current, the RMS value of an alternating current is that value of DC current which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistance for the same time. Understood? Okay. For this, I am going to explain. So first, let us take the second circuit, AC circuit. So let us take some time, fixed time. So here, see this second circuit, this one. So here V of T is the alternating voltage. So when a resistance here, a resistance is connected, right? So for some time, let us take some, just for example, I'm telling, let us take 10 minutes. Let us take 10 minutes. So V of T is applied to this resistor for 10 minutes. Okay. V of T is applied to resistor for 10 minutes. What happens? Alternating current will be flowing. The direction of the current changes for every half cycle. Once it flows, the current flows in clockwise direction, and in the next half cycle, the current flows in anti-clockwise direction. So that is the nature of the alternating current. So here when you apply alternating voltage, when the circuit is closed, alternating current flows in the circuit. So due to alternating voltage, alternating current flows. If the voltage is alternating, current will be also alternating. Now here for 10 minutes, we have connected this voltage to this resistor. So what happens? Resistor dissipates the energy in the form of heat. So here heat will be liberated. So there will be protection of heat. So whatever the quantity of heat that we have to measure. Okay. Now here, if I want the RMS value of this alternating voltage, we have to take a DC voltage. Okay. So take the first circuit. Now here, we are going to apply a DC voltage for the same 10 minutes, same time. For the same time, we are going to apply this voltage V such that the value of the V must be such that it must produce the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating source. So then that value of DC voltage is the RMS value of the AC voltage. Okay. Here same value of the resistor for the same amount of time. For the same value of resistor for the same amount of time. So here whatever the value of DC voltage which you apply will produce the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current. Then the value of the DC current is called as the RMS value of the AC current. Okay, now see the definition. The RMS value of an alternating current is that value of DC current which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistance for the same time. Is it clear? So here So RMS value of an alternating quantity is that value of DC current. Here alternating current means we have to talk about the DC current. So the RMS value of an alternating current is that value of DC current which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistance for the same time. So this is the experiment. This is considered as one experiment. So here, so the value of the DC voltage which produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current for the same resistance for the same time. Then the value of the DC voltage is the alternating. So here, then the value of the DC voltage is the RMS value of the AC current. See the definition once again. The RMS value of an alternating current is that value of DC current which when flowing through a given resistance for a given time produces the same amount of heat as produced by the alternating current when flowing through the same resistor for the same time. Next, consider the half cycle of an alternating current I flowing through a resistor R ohms for t seconds. So R ohms t seconds. Now here there is a derivation to find out the formula for RMS voltage. See here, this is the derivation, and finally you are going to get IRMS equal to Vm by root Im by root 2. IRMS equal to Im by root 2. What about I average? 2 Im by pi. See here. Average value is equal to 2 Im by pi, whereas RMS value is given by RMS value is equal to Im by root 2, which is equal to 0.707 Im. So here this derivation is somewhat lengthy. See here. First, the waveform is splitted into samples.